Hey there guys, thanks for joining us on another Kickstarter preview. Today we're having a look at Microbrew. This is from One Free Elephant and designed by the couple who made Awesome and Carcosa before this. This is coming to Kickstarter September the 1st and we're going to show you how the game plays. So with me I have Carla. Hey Carla.
Hello.
And myself Jason. We're going to show you how the rules work, so you can see what the game plays like, and then we'll give you some more information. You can follow the links below and it'll take you to the Kickstarter, and you can, if you like it, you can go back it. Okay, so as you can imagine, Microbrew is a small little game. It comes in a small little tin. It's for 2 players only, and it says roughly about 60 minutes or less than 60 minutes. What we're doing here is basically we're amateur brew makers, if you like, and we're in a competition against each other to have the most loyal customers, so we can join the big brewery in the town. This is the brewmaster over here, and he's the one who's going to be judging the competition. The way you win the game is the person with the most loyal customers will win. So we each start with 1 loyal customer. So I've got Munich Dark Lager, that's what he likes. This is all obviously prototype components, so that's the little Lego heads and stuff for placeholder. I do have some samples here of what the potential art will look like, and for the beer and stuff like that. So you can have a look at that. Alright, so I'm going to give you a quick overview of the setup. We have the brewery over here where we have the worker placement spots. Each of us starts with 2 workers and our copper over here. The copper has all the worts in it, which is the different types of beer ingredients, yeah. And down at the bottom here is our money. We also have one already discovered ingredient or recipe for beer. So this is my one. I'll explain more about that in a minute. And then we also have, each of us has 2 secret goals that only we can achieve. So at the end of the game, I'll choose one of these and I'll try and achieve that. But there's also one face-up one over here. So to explain this one is basically a regional goal. So the person who has the most flags based on these colors, so i.e. An Indian flag, a Russian flag, and a Japanese flag, whoever has the most loyal customers from those countries will get another loyal supporter. And that's just another way of adding some more victory points to your goal. Worker placement spots. We have in the area over here, we have extra workers that we can get, and we also have an upgrade icon we can get, which allows us to extend our copper to hold more ingredients. The turn sequence works as simple. Whoever has the player marker places one of his workers. Let's say I go there. I get to do the action, and then I push it to Carla, and then I ferment any beers I have in place. So for example, if I had this ingredient, this recipe over here, and there was some ingredients on it, they would ferment. I would take 1 off each turn. Once there's no more ingredients on there, then it's ready to be served. I then push it to Carla. She does an action. She'll say, for example, go there, and then it comes back to me. She ferments. I do an action, ferment, and so on. We keep going like that until basically we have no more workers left. That'll end the day period, and then we get to do the rest period, where we return our workers. We have new loyal customers come out, new recipes come out, or thirsty customers rather, and the brewmaster will move and do an action, and then we go for the next round. The game will end once this deck of thirsty customers runs out, or one of us, between the 2 of us, we have 12 loyal customers, which in this prototype is roughly the same sort of thing. And that's about it. The tin is also used. It has extra ingredients in it. So just to give you a general idea of the actions you can do, I'm just going to bring this a little closer. You got the brew action, which allows you to manipulate your ingredients in your copper. You have the bottle action, which allows you to get recipes. You have the flush action. When things ferment, you don't put it back into the tin, you put it on the side. When you do the flush action, you can take all the ingredients from the side and put it back in the tin, and then you can remove any green ingredients, which is basically malt, which is not useful to you, from your tin into the from your copper into the tin, and then replace it with better ingredients. You could do a mash. Once you've taken ingredients from your copper and added to a recipe, you have obviously blank spots. You can then use the blanks, the mash action, to replace them. Break is literally just like a little vending machine. You can go there and get a money and turn thirsty customers face up. Advertising, you could spend $5 for every loyal customer you have to go through the loyal customer deck. Choose one, or you take the top 3, choose one to become a loyal customer. One goes into the thirsty area and the other one goes underneath. And then the other 2 actions on the bottom over here is you got serve. This is where you serve a customer. If you serve him perfectly, and I'll explain that when we get during the gameplay turn, he becomes a loyal customer. If you don't serve him perfectly, he then just becomes non-thirsty. And then we have the manage action. This is where you can spend money to return workers, to gain more recipes, to gain your extra worker, or to upgrade your copper. That was a very rushed sort of quick explanation of what's happening, but like I said, during the gameplay section you'll get to see more of what happens, and we'll explain more as we're going through there. I just wanted to give you a basic overview so you understand where we're coming from and what we're doing. So this can be closed, and we can get started. You ready?
Yeah.
Anything to add?
Not really.
Okay. So I'm going to stop here, cut here, and then we'll come back during the gameplay turn so you can see a few turns of how this flows. Okay, so we've had a couple of rounds. As you can see, the game's progressed a little bit. Not much. I've got a beer fermenting at the moment. I've actually had one completely ferment and then served it to this American wheat ale guy. So when you serve something, just to show you, you got perfect, smooth, rough, and muddled. When you perfect, that means you match all 4 colors. So this is a 3 orange and a yellow. Now, as it happens, I've got the 3 orange and yellow loyal customer already as a loyal customer. So this recipe is probably not going to benefit anyone out there at the moment. But you could still sell it to other people. So for example, I sold it to him. He matched 3 of the colors, so 2 orange and 1 yellow, which meant he matched 3 out of the 4, so you got a smooth. If I matched 2 out of the 4, it would have been rough, and 1 out of 4 would have been muddled. And that's how much money you earn. So I earned $3 from that sale. When you don't perfectly match them, they become non-thirsty, which means they just flip down. That's, you know, as a tactical example. For example, if I knew Carlo was going to serve that guy and make him perfect, I could have served this to him and stopped her from doing it that round. That's maybe a tactic you could do. Or in this case, I just wanted the money. It got me 3 money. This goes back to my hand. I could later on bring it back out again if I have the right combination, which in fact I do. Oh no, this one needs to be yellow. But that's pretty much how that works. And of course, you're trying to achieve some of the objectives as well. So, for example, this one has 2 flavors in it. It has the hot and malty flavors on it. There might be a secret goal that says if you have the most, say, spicy beers, then this will count towards that. So that's pretty much what I've done. Carla's got 2 beers from it. Well, she's got 1 ready to serve and then 1 fermenting. None of us have achieved any new loyal customers yet. So we're basically ready to start. I'm the first player, so I get to do the first action. And I think I'm going to do a mash. So what that does is, you can see I've got some, actually no, I might not do a mash, I might do a manage action. Because I've got some money now. And I think I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to go there. I'm going to do the hire staff action. I've got 3 money, so I'm going to spend all 3 and hire my 3rd worker, which will go there. I'll then push this across to Carla and ferment one of my beers.
I am going to mash.
So the mash action is basically you just fill up from the bottom to the top. As you can see, I hope you can see Carla's doing. You have to take them randomly out of the tin and then you fill them from the bottom to the top. And obviously that means it comes out random. The green ones are not beneficial to you in as such as that they are malt. So they don't do anything, but they can be brewed with anything else, so you can maneuver them around. And then when you do the flush action, you can actually change them out for exactly what you want. So they're not terrible, but they are just a bit of a hindrance. Okay, and then that goes to me, and you get to ferment your beer. I was tempted to do the mash as well. How many greens did you pull out? 2.
Mm-hmm.
That means there'll be less greens for me to pull out. Let's see. Do I have any of those? I think I need to do a mash action as well, but then I'm going to bump you, which would be quite annoying. You know what? I'm going to bump you. So in this situation, obviously she's been there already, so that doesn't block me out from it. What it does do is it bumps her off, so she gets the worker back, which means she'll get another go. But I'm also going to do the brew action, the mash action, which is fill up my copper with some ingredients so I can try to get some more beers out there. Okay, and then that goes to you, and this beer is now ready to serve. So as you can see, this is a 3 brown and ooh, I got it upside down, 3 brown and yellow. So if there was a 3 brown and yellow customer out there, they would be perfect to serve it to. As it happens, this one is probably the closest. It's got 3 brown and orange. It also has a special ability at the bottom here. For every malt, or whatever this is, not malt. Is this malt?
Wheat?
Barley?
I don't know.
If it's got barley on it, you get 2 extra money. So, for example, if I served this beer to it, I would do a smooth, which is 4 plus 2 more because it's got the barley symbol on. So I would get 6 money out of that. So not bad. Just so, by the way, these are my secret goals. I don't know if I showed this at the beginning of the game. I get to choose one of these and try and score them, as well as this one.
Such a pain. Okay, I think...
Are you going to do the brew action? Because then there'll be time to explain that.
I actually feel like flushing.
It's always a good idea to flush.
I think
stick
I'm
up the
gonna
place.
do that. I don't know, but I don't know what I want.
Well, if you had money, you could buy some recipes, and that'll give you an idea. You got 4 brown. You could sell to that guy.
No, but it's so difficult to get 4 in a row. So I want to keep it for the actual customer. But I think I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to serve this one.
Okay.
To
Irish dry
the
stout.
Irish dry stout.
Has it got the
It
malt
does.
symbol on? So you're only getting 3 of the symbols. So that's...
Which is smooth.
So how much
So
is
it's
smooth?
5 plus the 2 for the...
7. And now that he's had a beer, or she has a beer, she is no longer thirsty.
And the recipe goes back to my hand as it remains in my...
And when you do the bottle action, you can either bring one from your hand out or take a new recipe from the market.
Goes back to you.
Okay. Okay, I am going to do the brew action, I think. So, that goes there. Now, a brew action is interesting. It's got a few, basically it allows you to manipulate your ingredients to form a column that you can then use to serve a beer. But there's a few rules that you have to adhere to. So, the green one, the maltons, can be traded with anything. What you do is you pick a ingredient. So let's, for example, I pick this yellow one here. It can then swap these little arrows with any of the ones local to it. But if it's going upwards, it has to, what Carla explained it to me, which is really good, is that the darker it is, the more heavy it is, so the more heavy it'll sink to the bottom. So for example, the brown can only go downwards, but the yellow can go upwards, if that makes sense. So for example, this yellow one here, if it wants to go up, it needs to swap with something lighter than it is. The yellow is pretty much the lightest there is, except for green, which can swap with anything. So yellow couldn't swap there, and it couldn't swap there. It could swap there, and it could swap there.
Yellow can swap with the orange. Because it's going up. So darker tones would drop down, lighter tones would float up. So the yellow can take the place of the orange,
Yeah,
but
I'm missing,
and the orange can take the place of the yellow. But for instance, if it was the other way around, you wouldn't be able to do that.
yeah. So brown is basically never goes upwards.
Yeah.
Unless it's
The
swapping
orange
with green.
only swaps with the yellow upwards and with the brown downwards.
So I am going to do a brew action, yeah, and I'm going to swap this yellow one with this orange one. So
You can't do that.
oh yes, because the orange can't go up.
You can do it upwards. Are you trying to get the yellow into that line?
Down to the bottom here, yeah.
Well then,
I could do it that way. No, because then the yellow can't move into that orange either. Oh, that's annoying.
you needed to replace that brown.
Yeah.
Nothing can replace that brown. The only thing that you could do is potentially that yellow can float up to there, and then up again to there.
Oh, I know what I can do. Alright. So, obviously green can swap with anything. So, I'm going to swap those two. And so, I could now, for example, swap those two again as well, because... No, I can't, because that's a brown. Just ignore me. Just listen to what Carla does the brew action. Okay, but that's good enough. You can combo, like it goes lower and lower, lower down, but I don't want to. I want to stop there. So that's the end of my turn. I'll pass to you.
Okay, I am going to bump Jason off the management
Woohoo!
section, and I'm going to hire another staff member for 3.
Just to point out, the brewmaster is here on the advertising space. He doesn't block the space. What it does is, if, for example, let's say I went there now, Carla would get a free brew action. So he doesn't stop the space. He's just adding more actions to the game. Right. So are you done?
Mm-hmm.
That comes to me. And you brew. I'm going to brew again. This time, I'm going to move this brown one down to there. Yeah. So I've got 3 oranges in here. And that goes to you.
Okay, so in an ideal world, I'd want to go to the management block again because I'd like to have a look at more recipes. But because I'm there already, I can't bump myself. So if Jason had bumped me, that would have been fine. But at the moment, I'm blocked out from those 2 areas. So what I am going to do, however, is... Oh... Interesting, because now what do I do?
Well, you can flush all this back in and then change your green ones for what you want.
That's pretty much the only thing, unless I was going to bump you off the brew section.
You could bottle if you have anything that's...
Well, I want to serve, but I can't do that.
Don't be greedy, you already served. Yeah.
And
And then, of course, you can take a break, which gives you $1 and turns this guy face up. Alright.
So the flush action allows me to add everything back in here.
And then she can replace...
And then I can pick what I want to replace my green malts over there. So here, I am going to... Do they go back in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, what she's doing here, she's obviously looking at maybe recipes and trying to manipulate it so that she can set herself up to get more.
Not the best, but...
And there's that. That closes up. So now she passes this to me. I've got no workers left, so I'm passing. I also obviously permit, so I pass it back to her. She's got no workers left, so that ends the round. And then we take our workers back. You take your worker back. Thirsty customer or non-thirsty customers become thirsty again. We get a new one of those. We get a new one of these. The manager will now move, following the little arrows, to the manager space. And in the manager space, you draw an additional recipe. So we get another one of these. And then we get to start a new round. Alright, so now Carla is the first player, and you get to go.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to serve.
Straight in there.
I'm going to serve.
Is it a perfect one?
It is a perfect one. To Mr. Scottish over here. It is a sweet one, so I get an additional 3.
Oh, that's a big one. And
So-
perfect as well. It was 4.
Yeah, it's 4.
So
So
7 money. Money, by the way, is obviously money is only. It's not a win condition, but it is a way of, say, you can advertise or obviously spend money at the manager's office. But if there's a tie for loyal customers at the end of the game, then money breaks the ties. The person with the most money. So you done?
I am.
It passes to me, and you for me beer if you want. I am now changing tactics again, so I'm going to go to brew again, and this time I want to move this yellow bag down again. No, this way. So I have 4 orange in a row, and then I'll send that to you.
I wonder what you're doing.
I was going to bottle that again, but I felt like getting a new recipe. I hope the 4 orange dude comes out.
Oof. Okay. I am going to. That is annoying. Ugh, I don't want to do this, but I will. Okay, I'm going to go to the management square and I'm going to look at 3 recipes. And it costs me 3. 3?
Mm-hmm.
No, 2.
2.
Sorry. So I get to take the top 3 of these. I get to pick one.
Which will go to your hand.
Mm.
The other one goes open for us to purchase, and the other one goes back in the deck. And I get a free brew action. So I already got that locked up. Can I somehow get Brown to move up? I don't think I can. What else can I do? Don't laugh. I bet you got something that I need. Oh my... Wait, I don't trust you.
It doesn't really matter that much actually, but it is a little amusing. Okay, so 1 went to my hand, 1 joined the open recipes, and 1 went to the bottom of the deck.
2 browns, 2 yellows, eh?
Now, because I use the management action, and the manager's actually there, Jason gets a free brew action.
Yes. And I'm desperate to try and get that brown up there, but I cannot.
No. The only way that you can do that is if it was higher than that note.
I don't know if I want to move. Let's see. 2 browns and 2 yellows could be good there, but do I need a 3 brown and a yellow? Where do I see 3 browns and a yellow?
There's 3 yellows and a brown. And there's a customer.
Oh yeah, there he is. 3 browns and a yellow. So I should really leave that for the recipe. Oh, did you take that?
What?
Did you just take that? The 3 brown yellow recipe? Oh, it's right there. What am I talking about?
I didn't want to tell him.
I was wondering when he was actually going to clock on. Why do you think I served so early?
Well, I guess... I don't think I'm going to do any... oh, yeah, do I? I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to move this orange that way.
He plays games for a living.
I know. It's early, what can I say?
Yeah. I've already done a full day's work.
So that comes to me. I'm going to bottle. And I'm going to bottle this 4 orange.
I'm really surprised you didn't serve.
I don't want to bump you just yet.
Mm.
So I'm going to bottle this 4. And also, the reason why I'm bottling it first is the more...
So you can ferment.
Quicker, yeah. So that moves there, and then you go there.
But now you've foiled me.
Ha! And you can't do the overtime action either. Because you've already done it.
What overtime?
Where you could spend 1 money to return a worker back to you.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not... It's not so much that as I don't want to give you...
How much money have you got? Have you got 10?
Plenty. 9.
9?
Because I just spent some.
What have you got, Jace? 0.
Yes, 0. Because if you had 10, you could go to advertise, because you got 2 loyal, and spend 10 to draw 3 of them from there. Keep 1.
No, I just feel like that's a waste of money. I haven't yet gotten to a point where I need to do that, so I'm going to bump you from the bottling section.
I've got lots of actions left now.
I am going to bottle... I feel like these bottles need names, because I really would like to know what I'm bottling.
They might do.
They might eventually. Just at the moment.
I like the fact that the top of the bottle has the one free elephant logo.
Like
That's
that.
pretty cool. Is this coming to me?
Yes.
Alright, fine. I'm going to have to serve, so I'm going to knock you off there. And I'm going to serve me some Jamaican tropical stout. Oh, they do have names.
That's the customer.
That's not his
I
name.
guess it's his... Well, I don't
That's his
know.
favourite tipple, I would guess.
So, I did it perfectly. So that's with 4. It's a sweet beer, so that's with 3 more. So it gives me $7. It goes to my hand, and I'm laughing. Whoa, ha, ha, ha. And I remove that. I'll give that to you.
Man. Okay. I guess... Frustrating.
I know what I'm doing next.
I'm glad you know, but I don't, so shush.
So, Michael, how are you?
I'm very well. It's making me want a beer, though, watching you play this game.
While Carl is thinking, I just want to show you this is the one, obviously the prototype art we're using now. This is the draft art that they're planning on using. So you can see this is the exact same card, just prototype form and draft form.
Okay, so I don't want to be messing with that. Ugh, I don't know.
Have you powered down, Carly?
This game's killing my brain. I think I'm gonna flush. Mash, not flush.
Okay, so let's fill up your copper again. And then I am actually going to flush. So I can't do my action actually until she's done her tin, because she can ferment and then I'm going to put it back in the tin. Alright, and it goes there. And then I take these, flush them back into the tin, and then replace my green ones with ones from the tin. So I'm going to want a yellow one over there, and I want brown. Do I want a brown one there? I've got the 2 yellow brown there, and I think I'm going to go with a yellow one there. Alright, and then I pass that back over to you.
Don't do that. Oh, I've got no more action, so it goes back to you.
And then that's the end of the round. So we remove our workers. Refresh any thirsty customers. There isn't any. We get a new customer come out. We get a new recipe that comes out. And the manager moves to the flush action. Which, when he does that, he
Puts everything back.
Yep. And that's another round done. How long we've been filming? 20 minutes. I think you get the general gist of what we're doing. Maybe we should do one more round. Should we do one more round? Yeah. Alright, fine. So I'm the first player. I'm going to cry because I forgot what I was doing. Oh yes, I'm going to bottle. And I'm going to take this 2 yellow, 2 brown, which is there. 2 yellow, 2 brown. Now when you bottle, they have to be from the same column, but they don't have to be in the exact order. So I just had 2 yellow, 2 brown in that column. That was good enough. So that puts it there. I then ferment, which takes 1 from each bottle, and then I push that over to Colin.
Why?
It's like I planned out my next move already. It's like it's all falling into place for me.
Yeah, your timings have worked well here.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm going to be doing the thing I don't really want to do right now, but I'm a little stuck at the moment.
You may have explained this in the video before I arrived, but what is the win condition?
Once this deck runs out, the game will end, or if there's 12 loyal customers in play, then the game will end.
I see.
Then the person with the most loyal customers is the winner. Then there's like this one, whoever has the region, it's a regional location, so whoever has the most Indian, Russian and Japanese customers gets that bonus one. And then we all have 2 bonus ones in our hand, but we can choose one of those at the end of the game.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've checked for a recipe.
I'm going to serve, and I'm going to serve Tokyo Extra Dry Lager.
I'm shocked.
So I got a perfect with that, so that's another 6 smackaroos. So it puts me to 13, and then I'll ferment that, and that goes over to you.
I am going to bottle, I guess.
Hey, got another worker.
Okay, it goes back to you.
I'm gonna mash. So I need to fill up my copper so I can make more beers and get more people drunk.
I've been to a real brewery. This is not exactly how they portrayed it as being.
Alright, that goes over to you, and I ferment another beer.
Ugh, I might as well serve. Go on then, you can have another action.
Woohoo!
So I'm going to serve... Where is she?
What are you doing?
The American Wheat Ale.
Is it a perfect again?
It is a perfect again. I only serve perfect beers.
Oh!
I think I saw you serve something slightly smoother earlier in the game.
That's fine.
Right, I gotta find something to do for another. What do I need here? 2 orange, 2 yellow. Is there 2 orange, 2 yellow? Or have I got that already? Three orange. There's a 4 orange again. A 4 brown. 4 brown is really hard to get. A 3 yellow and an orange. That could work. Oh, that could work. I'm gonna brew. So this yellow. Oh no, yellow's got up. Ugh. How do I?
Where do you want to go?
I want to get 3 yellows and an orange. Is that right? Is that what I want to do? 3 yellows and an orange. Yeah.
3 yellows and an orange?
Yeah, and all my yellows are at the top already.
You want 3 yellows and... So 3 yellows and an orange, not 3 oranges.
I can't get 4. What else I got there? 4 yellows is next to you. Oh, that's really shitty. All my light stuff is really at the top already.
That is kind of how fermenting works.
Shut up. I don't like logic. I'm think now. What is there? A double orange, double yellow. Have I got that already?
There
or
is
have
a
you got
double
that?
orange,
Oh yeah,
double
Carla's
yellow.
got that
Carla has
already.
it here.
So that's not good.
What about a triple yellow orange? Oh no, Carla's got that too.
Oh. Maybe I won't brew. How much money have I got? 13, so I don't have enough to advertise.
Yeah, the problem is all your yellows are already at the top. You really need them at the bottom so that they can slowly...
I know what I'll do. I will flush, which is annoying because that'll give you a free brew action. But that's not going to help me because That'll give me 3 oranges and yellow, or 2. No! I've messed this up. No, that's not going to work.
Well, flushes only give you one, because...
I know. I was going to put a orange there. So there are 3 oranges and a yellow, but that's not what I need. Oh! Now I'm crippled with indecision. I just need one more turn so I can serve this. I don't want to go to the serve action. So what can I do with manage?
Pick a break.
I don't want just $1. I'm going to do a manage. I'm going to bump you off there.
Oh yay, now I've got an extra action. I'll figure out what to do with.
There's only one recipe there. So
which of you is winning? Whoever's winning wants to get as many of these out, and then it just goes ding and you win.
Oh yeah, so at the moment we tied.
No, Jason is $1 ahead.
That money is inconsequential, other than the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
But we also don't know.
Because you'll get other points from those. Yeah.
how much is the upgrade for? I wonder if I should do that. I've not seen anyone do that yet.
If you upgrade, does it automatically full?
No, you have to do the mash action.
Oh.
Yeah, that's quite sucky. You know what? Maybe I won't. I don't know what to do. There's only one recipe left there, so I could spend $2 just... You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm just going to take $2 to take that recipe.
That'll be the one Carla put on the bottom.
I know.
I think she did that because it's one you wanted. Unless she was playing mind games with you, so...
No, she just... This is the one I just picked up, which is the same as that one.
What? Show me?
4 yellows.
Yeah.
Alright, you'll go.
Well, it is and it isn't because of the symbols.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Well...
You're going to get another action after this, if it makes any difference. As I'm going to surf.
Oh yeah, you got another perfect. That puts you ahead.
Oh, I don't know. Show me your customers. Don't do that, because I can't see what you've served.
Mostly orange. There's some sort of...
Well, that's relevant because I'm not going to waste time brewing a beer that I can't serve.
Oh, she came out. I should... Oh man, that's really tough. I have to do that.
Oh man. Okay. I don't know.
Why don't you take a break? I've also just found the 3 brown and orange. No, the 3 orange and yellow that I was looking for. It's in my hand.
Nice, cunning. Always the last place you look. Oh, there it is.
3 brown and yellow.
See, the problem is, I don't like making beers. I like drinking beers.
Yeah.
Oh, so frustrating. Okay. I think...
I'm not big into all this modern beer that's got all these different stuff to it. I just like a nice cold lager, really.
Yeah, skip the beer completely. I'm not that fan.
I get another free action.
Yeah, well, no.
Carla's mashing.
I am mashing. It's gonna be...
I'm going to serve.
What are you doing, man?
So, perfect is another $4. Puts me to 15.
Ugh.
And then I'll push that back to you.
Oh.
You've got another action left. You can do this, Carla.
Can I bottle anything?
I got no beers. I need to freaking make some beers.
Okay. So.
Well, you got the double
Interesting.
brand of a orange. Oh, you can actually serve that soon.
Well, because you kept bumping me, I will. Okay, so I think. God, I don't even know if that. I think I'm going to do this. Right, so that's 2.
Dettol washing machine.
Misclick.
Just an ad for Dettol there.
Yeah, they pay us royalties.
Right, I've swapped those. Sorry, because I did a brew action.
Alright. I'm gonna. You got no workers left, do you?
I do not have any workers left, no.
So I don't want to bump you. So I'm gonna do a flush action. And I'm gonna flush all these back in here.
Which means I get a
free brew action. And then I'm gonna do that.
my free brew action is going to be that.
And then I'll pass that to you.
Which
Yep.
I have no
And
workers, so
that ends the round. So just to end the round quickly, we take these workers back. We get a new one of these, refresh any that was face down. Oh, there's not 4 brown now. There's no more recipes to come out. He moves to the advertising space, which is draw an additional thirsty customer, which is this guy. There's only 1 left here now, so that means we no longer can do the advertising space. Well, actually, we couldn't do it this turn anyway. And that begins a new round with Carla as the first player. So we'll finish off the game, and we'll come back to you with some details. Alright, so we finished off the game, and we can show you what the scoring was. So I had 4 loyal customers, and Carla had 5, so she was leading there. The open objective was to have the most Indian, Russian, and Japanese loyal customers. I have 1 Japanese customer. Carla had 1 Indian and Russian, so she won that, which gave her an extra Lego head. And then I scored from my personal objectives to have the most German, Belgium, and Czech Republic. I had 2. Carla had none, so I got that one. And then she had a choice of either the most American and Jamaican, we had 1 each, or the most flamey beers or spicy beers. I had 4 spicy beers and she only had 1, so she didn't score any of those. But it doesn't matter, she still won 65. As it happened, I had 1 perfectly bottled beer ready to serve this guy. I just couldn't earn enough. I didn't have enough actions. I tried to keep bumping her, but then she stalled out the turns on that last turn, so I couldn't serve him. If I did serve him, just out of interest sake, they would have tied up the game, and I would have made 5 more money, putting me on 17. But Carla had 20, so she would have won on the tiebreaker anyway.
24.
Or 24. So she would have won on the tiebreaker anyway. So there we go. That is how Microbrew is playing. This is coming to Kickstarter on September the 1st from One Free Elephant. It's a tiny little tin game, so it has a nice packaging container where you can just stick this in your pocket and go. It, of course, comes with the obligatory free elephants. I actually asked them at the expo when we were there, like, how are they going to fit this in the tin with their free elephant? As all the games comes with a free elephant. But they've done it. They've managed to squeeze it in. You saw some of the artwork that might, obviously this was prototype, so you can see what the artwork was going to look like. There's obviously more things coming as well as a Kickstarter. It even says in the rulebook, see, coming soon, shh, spoilers. So it's a quick little 2-player game. If you're interested, I don't know what the cost will be, but it can't be that much. But you can always just follow the link in the show description below, and that'll take you to the Kickstarter. And if you're interested, you can go back it. I'm sure Sarah and Nigel would love your support and get this funded and sent out to you guys. And thanks for watching, and see you guys later.
Ciao.
Bye.